This is Skelton Junction, and it was, in its heyday, a complex series of railway junctions near the village of Timperley in South Manchester. Over the years, it's seen its turntable and signal box come and go, and is still home to an original Second World War air raid shelter. Trains arrive at the junction from the Stockport direction and can now only go one way, towards Altrincham. But until the 1980s and 1990s, two tracks split from the left side of this fork. The one on the left went towards Warrington, and the one on the right went towards Glazebrook, and both are now disused. There is a lot of history to this place, and indeed the two disused lines that run off of Skelton Junction. In fact, a few years ago I made a short documentary about the Warrington line, which I'll link below. But we're here today for one reason, and that is this signal. The first of the two disused lines to close was the Warrington line in 1984, and the second of the two was the Glazebrook line. A long time after it last saw passenger service, freight trains from the chemical plants at Partington used the line, but this signal hasn't seen a train since October the 10th of 1993. It's a coloured aspect signal which controlled traffic off the disused lines as trains ran up towards and through Skelton Junction. It hasn't seen traffic for nearly 30 years, so why is it still lit? The Warrington line has been completely lifted between Skelton Junction and beyond Latchford, and although part of the line towards Glazebrook is intact, there's no chance a train could or would ever run down there. There are huge portions of track missing, damaged bridges and thick vegetation along its length. And although in 2005 the line saw some vegetation clearance with a view to reopening it for freight trains, this fell through. There are still a couple of signals near Deansgate Lane, but these aren't lit. According to Network Rail, the line is technically still open and always has been. There was even a bridge built over it a couple of miles away from Skelton Junction at Cinderland Lane not so long ago, and despite most of its infrastructure being destroyed, removed or stolen, it's actually more convenient for them to leave the line in this state than to lift it completely. It's far more cost effective to revive a sleeping line should the need arise than to completely build a new one. There have been ideas floated around recently in regards to reopening the line as a heritage railway, but that would take many years to plan, fund and implement. Network Rail still owns the line and the land it sits on, and until that changes, or even if that changes, the signal up at Timperley will sit there, glowing away quietly, day and night, guarding Skelton Junction.